YouTube, what's up? Frogs Angels here with the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL for the 2017 NFL season. Tomorrow's video will be top 10 tight ends. Already done quarterbacks and running back top 10s. So if you haven't seen those, please check them out along with our other sports and gaming videos. On to the receivers. Coming in at number 10 is Amari Cooper, wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders. 2 years in the league, already 2,000-yard seasons, and already a top 10 wide receiver. So high expectations for him going forward. In a few years, we can be considering him as the number one wide receiver in the NFL. At number 9 is Jordy Nelson, the Packers wide receiver. Touchdown machine. I expect him to top the league in touchdowns for the next few years as long as he has Aaron Rodgers. Number 8 is T.Y. Hilton, wide receiver from the Colts. In my opinion, one of the more underrated players in the NFL. Does get credit, but still I think he's underrated because he can play slot wide receiver at a high level and outside at a high level. Not too many receivers can do that, and I think he carries a bigger load for the Colts than people realize. At number 7 is DeAndre Hopkins, big play receiver, downfield receiver. Now finally has a quarterback, let's hope, in Deshaun Watson, so big things to come for DeAndre Hopkins in the future. Number 6 is Dez Bryant, been a big play wide receiver, been a top wide receiver for the last few years, and I expect more years out of him. Gets to grow with young quarterback Dak Prescott. Dez Bryant, the thing I really like about him is he loves to win, really wants to win, loves his team. He's real passionate for the game, so that's a big reason why I like Dez Bryant. Number 5 is Mike Evans, wide receiver from the Bucs. Big guy, big play wide receiver, very young, still a lot of potential, one of the high risers in the NFL. In the near future, he can be considered as the number one wide receiver in the NFL. Number 4 is Odell Beckham Jr., Giants wide receiver. Another wide receiver that really can do it all. Speed, catching ability, downfield, any kind of route. So a lot Odell can do. Maybe he doesn't get higher on this list. I was considering him for 3, but maybe the flags on the field hurting the team holds him back to 4, but still excellent wide receiver that can get better, and I expect to be a top wide receiver for many years. A.J. Green comes in at number 3, another receiver that can do it all. For a tall guy, has a lot of speed, and we saw how the Bengals struggled without him last year, so hopefully he can stay healthy and be a top receiver in the league for many more years to come. And I think the top 2 are clear. Coming at number 2 is Julio Jones, wide receiver of the Falcons. Really saw what he can do in the Super Bowl, more than just the Super Bowl, but big play guy, really can take over a game, and he does have Matt Ryan throwing to him. That helps, but I don't think it's the quarterback that makes him better. I think he's an excellent wide receiver. Could be considered number 1, but I have him at number 2. And my number 1 is Antonio Brown, the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. I think he carries a big load in the passing game for the Steelers. Another guy that can play slot or outside, can run all the routes, has speed, quickness, really has everything you want besides size, but it doesn't show on the field. His size does not show on the field. He plays much bigger than he is, and I personally think Big Ben's been struggling the past few years, so I think Antonio Brown has been really keeping that offense alive, along with other guys like Le'Veon Bell. But in my opinion, Antonio Brown is the best wide receiver in the league. I have one honorable mention wide receiver. I really wanted to squeeze him in the top 10. Hard to do because the talent at wide receiver, but it's Brandon Cooks, just traded the New England Patriots. What is he going to be able to do with Tom Brady? Going to be very scary. I think he ends up being maybe a top 10 in receiving yards, but there's such good talent at wide receiver. It is a tough call, but I expect that big things out of Brandon Cooks, like that trade for them. He's still young, got a ton of potential, so we will see. And that'll do it for the top 10 wide receivers. Top 10 tight ends are tomorrow. Please check out our other videos. Please like and subscribe. That'll be much appreciated. And that'll do it. Goodbye.